Hey everyone, good morning! Today I have come to Coal Creek. It's a park on Cougar Mountain and it's got a lot of history. It's here in Newcastle, but it used to be called Newcastle Coal Creek. It's called the town of Redtown. And there's some mine shafts and all kinds of cool stuff up here, so I thought, why not? Let's check it out. So right now we are on the Redtown Loop history, but we're gonna go explore. What we are on now is called the Redtown Trail. But back in the day, it used to be called Hill Street, and it's a little hilly. Alright, check this out. This is a cave hole right here. It's actually where part of the mine has collapsed. It's pretty cool. I know it's kind of hard to see, but it's there. So, imagine all this having houses and all kinds of mining equipment and stuff out here. Be pretty cool. This gully here is apparently what used to be an old strip mine. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. So this is probably not a good sign. It's a good thing I don't weigh 5,000 pounds. This area used to be a very booming mining town where they mine coal out of here. But as the days go, at last it is no more. There's another one of those signs, because right now we are pretty much standing on top of mines. So, as long as you don't weigh 5,000 pounds, we should be okay. This is what remains of a 1920 fan house that pulled noxious gases from the Ford Slope mine. Oh, look at that. That's cool. It actually says 1920 on it. How awesome is that? Alright guys, look at this. An old mine cart. That's pretty cool. However, there is no coal in here anymore. Darn. But not sure what these are, but it's still pretty cool. Like old valves and stuff. It's pretty awesome. And a foundation for something. Not sure what. Here's a cool little exhibit about the Ford Slope mine. Pretty neat. And here is the Ford Slope mine. It's all barricaded off now with concrete, so no one can go in it. But it operated from 1905 to 1926, I believe, if I've got that correct. And you can't really see the sign, but it says it is a 1,740 foot incline to 200 feet below sea level. And it was the biggest coal producing mine in this area, apparently. That's pretty cool. Anybody like slugs? 'Cause here's a slug. So we have made it to Coal Creek. And there's the bridge to cross Coal Creek. Check this out. This is a 1916 concrete dam that was created well, that was built to create a mill pond. That's pretty cool. So that mill pond was apparently served for the sawmill that was around here, that was used to cut the supports and all the different stuff needed for the mines. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool indeed. And here's another little information billboard about it. And there you go. The mill pond and sawmill. You are now standing opposite a concrete dam and flume opening, built in 1916. The lower enlarged drawing gives us reference to all that remains today. Must be that. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Check this out, guys. This, that, right there, and up here are all remnants of the old sawmill. How cool is that? So what we are looking at here is the old remains and foundation of the old steam hoist. A 36-inch cylinder pulled 2,000 feet of cable to lift 5 loaded mine cars at a time. And that's what it looked like. Well, apparently this hill right here is leftover mining debris that has been reclaimed by nature. That's pretty cool. And then over here we have Coal Creek. And then these smaller little hills are also leftover mining debris. Pretty cool. Look at this, guys. This is pretty cool. I think this is coal. It said that there was an exposed coal seam down here. I'm not sure, but I think this might be it. If it is, that's pretty cool. Alright, so now we are on the upper part of the trail, and what you see there is the remains of the old hotel's boiler room. Not much left, but there it is. This is an old air shaft that went down into the mines. That's pretty cool. And there's a little placard here about it. Really, really cool air shaft. Okay, so I went in, but check it out. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool, pretty cool. So this area right here was actually the terminus of the Seattle Walla Walla Railroad that hauled coal out of here. Pretty cool. Not really much left now of it, if anything, but this is where it ended. Pretty cool. check that out, guys. Right there is a coal seam. Right here in Washington. How cool is that? And then there is sandstone at a 40-degree slope. And I know all this because there's a placard here. Pretty cool. I'm not 100% sure, but is this a big chunk of coal here? It kind of looks like it, but I'm not 100% sure. But it's still cool. I just noticed this old fence and piece of metal. I'm not sure if it represents anything or has anything to do with the mining, but just kind of neat. Okay, so I think these steps have seen better days. Look at this. Yeah. Good thing it's not very high, because they have definitely seen better days. These footings here are from an old steam plant. It's pretty interesting. And there's a couple right there too. But they would take water from the creek, boil it up, and produce electricity to move the mine cars. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool indeed. See? I told you. And there is where it was. And actually that steel piece of wire and metal tin thing was right over there. So it very well could be. And I guess there was a water pipe that went up there somewhere. Not there anymore. But let's continue. So this is North Creek Falls, and it is that orange color because of the iron leached from the coal seam. Pretty cool. I guess in the winter there is no color, but right now, being that it is spring and almost summer, it is that very pretty orange color. So coal apparently needs cleaning. So they built a flume. Well, it looks like this is what remains of the old flume. Now it looks like it goes back over there too. I'm gonna see if I can get back there. I'm not sure. And it looks like it starts right there. Hopefully you guys can see that. And then it goes all the way over there. Pretty cool. I'm not sure what that is over there, but it has a private property sign on it. So I'm figuring we're not supposed to go to it. Well, now that's interesting. Not sure what that is all about. Alright guys, so from what I understand and what I have read, we are actually now walking on the old railroad grade. Which is... I don't know if you guys can see it, But if you look way, way up there, you can see the footings from the old coal bunkers. Pretty interesting. Here's another old footing. I'm not sure what this is from. I know that the Newcastle School was back here somewhere, so it might be from that. But I can't be for 100% certain. We are a little bit high up here, and check this out. We are on top of a coal seam right now. This concrete slab right here was once a turntable used to turn the locomotives around. Neat, neat, neat. Slug bug. Well, that's a pretty cool place. There actually is a lot more to explore, but I didn't have time to do any more, plus I was getting tired. But I will definitely be going back to that place. And if you guys have any suggestions of places you'd like to see around the Northwest, you know, feel free to leave a message in the comments telling me what you guys would like to see, and I will definitely try to do it.